Right, so the final trailer for Disclosure Day has come out now. It's obviously the Steven Spielberg movie. What appears to be from the trailers I've seen already are the government decided to tell everyone aliens exist. The sort of day everyone's kind of waiting for. We kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. Like Donald Trump mentioned it a few times. Like, I need to find out the aliens. He wants to release all the information we've got on UFOs, etc. And I think it's very to that. So it's coming out now at the same time as like Trump saying, "Oh, I'll often find out about it. I'll let you know," sort of thing, which is never going to happen. But I've always been interested in this one. Obviously, I grew up when X-Files went big. I think I was like 11 or 12 when X-Files came out, and I gravitated to it. I loved it. So the whole conspiracy theory, alien abduction, that was massive at the time. Roswell, all that stuff. I loved all that, and I got heavily into it. Not just the X-Files side of it, but sort of like the real stories, watching these true UFO documentaries, people's eyewitness accounts, abductions, all that stuff. Massively into it. So this movie's going to come out now, and it's kind of like, if we announce this, what's going to happen? And I'm quite looking forward to this movie. Spielberg, obviously, he's a guy that very rarely makes a bad movie. He has made a few movies that kind of like, but generally, most things he touches turn to gold. He had a period in sort of like the 80s where everything he did was just brilliant, and it was fantastic. He then went on to do some controversial sort of movies like Schindler's List, a very controversial movie, fantastic movie, genius, but still very controversial. He then does like films like, I think he was involved in Ready Player One. He did like that. He's attached himself to other things like the Goonies stuff like that. Even though he didn't like direct them, but he attached himself to them. He's presented them. Poltergeist, Jurassic Park, Close Encounters, E.T. This Indiana. He's part of Indiana Jones. Just fantastic movies. He started the summer blockbuster thing with Jaws. No one else can say they started the idea of a summer blockbuster movie. He did that with Jaws being a phenomenal success. And it was his first movie, you know. So Spielberg, in my view, is a man who can do very, very little wrong. So we're going to have a look now at this film. This is the final trailer for Disclosure Day. Now, I liked the first trailer for Disclosure Day because it didn't disclose much. It gave us like this is a little tease to it. The final ones normally give you a lot more. Now, is it going to be worth it? Let's have a look. Let's just watch it now and see.
I can see you.
This was in the last trailer. It was kind of weird.
I am much more inclined now than I was when I made Close Encounters
Is it a trailer?
to really believe that we're not the only intelligent civilization in the universe.
Is he in the movie himself? That's clever.
What did you steal?
Secrets. People have a right to know the truth. This
Rob,
is a
so- you
story
see him being
about
filmed.
us. All of us.
Good morning, Kansas City.
Up against the most extraordinary event in human history.
What's happening to me? I'm frightened. I'm frightened out of my wits.
You don't need to be.
I
You
see
have
that
someone
sometimes.
else.
Daniel Keller,
Who is this?
do not go back to the house. They found you. I don't know who you are, but they're gonna
So,
kill
what's
you.
his name?
The human race cannot accept what we know. We need to stop it any way we can.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? This 79-year cover-up of the truth has to end.
We're interrupting our coverage.
How will disclosure change us? I believe for the better. It will remind us of our capacity for empathy, and that there is something bigger out there than just ourselves.
What's the animals about? This is the bit that throws me with this film.
The only way to know your purpose is to go back to where it all began. I know you.
They've been abducted. She's been abducted.
I know you do.
I've worked it out.
What happened to us?
I used to say to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if all of this turned out to be true?
This is going to be clever.
I'm now thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful for people to know all of this is true?
I like it. That, yes, oh, makes sense. Okay,
Disclosure Day.
this could be really, really good. No, why have I gone at that? I don't want to go at that. I know what happens at the alternate end of that. Oh god. Anyway, here we go. Right. Okay, so I kind of worked it out for a second there. Hopefully the lighting will come back to me a bit better because I've gone very dark because this is. I was trying to get a different picture. I've gone very dark all of a sudden. They helping? Lights come back. Anyway, so I've worked it out. So the little girl we saw in the bed is obviously her when she was younger. Her and that other kid as well have been abducted by aliens. The animals that we see that lead her away is kind of like an illusion by the aliens to get her to follow them to their ship, which is obviously that house you saw. It's like a handsome girl house. They're probably using fairy tales to make her want to follow and go, her being a child and that, because that at the end of that was like the fairy tale thing. And I think that's what that is. So then we fast forward to now. She's a news anchor. She's a weather girl, whatever she is. And then she has this like moment on telly, which is kind of out in the aliens. Fantastic. So then obviously now we get the sort of like the conspiracy things where the government are trying to keep this all a secret. And now it's obviously been out because she's exposed it on TV. And everyone's involved in the conspiracy things are trying to get targeted. And then obviously they're going to decide partway through the movie, tell everyone. Sorry, let's just tell them all. Obviously the aliens are coming now. Let's just tell everyone, and that's a disclosure day thing where they just let all these things. I keep getting blacker, I keep getting darker and lighter. So I think that is where we're going with this film, and I can't wait. I love this idea. Now let's have a quick little butchers for it again. So yeah, this is obviously these are the aliens. They're somehow aliens that are obviously abducting her. They've made themselves like that. She's obviously a fan, maybe of fairy tales. If we looked at the thing that was above her head, butterflies and stuff all over the wall. I'm guessing that's the situation. All the books in the side there.
I am much more inclined.
But when I first saw this, I thought he's having a little, like it was like one of these little specials where they just chat about like the movie and stuff, like these little movie exclusives, and not the trailer. I clicked on the wrong video. This is in the movie. Spielberg, he's playing himself talking about his movies and how they about aliens and connect to aliens and stuff. That's freaking genius. That is absolutely genius. What a great way to do it, because it brings it almost sort of like, as you're watching the movie, am I watching a documentary? It's got that documentary-esque sort of feel to it. It'll bring you into a bit more of the real, like the fictional world and the real world collide sort of thing. Great idea. Spielberg is a genius.
Than I was when I made Close Encounters.
Roswell. Roswell was. If you don't know, Roswell is a story that this military guy. Try and give you a brief what it is. A military guy got called to this farm or ranch land sort of thing in America, and he said that he found a crashed alien spaceship, and he said there was some bodies laying there as well, and they took all the stuff to his army base. Then he was told he has to say it was a weather balloon, it wasn't aliens, etc, etc, etc. Some of the locals say they saw bodies, aliens. So some people have passed this off that this was an experimental plane that maybe crashed, and the bodies they saw were just monkeys with all their hair burnt off, so they look like aliens. There's a lot of theories in this. And then fast forward to the 90s, a videotape appeared that people claimed to be, and people thought it might be, was the autopsies of the aliens. That's the alien autopsy videos that came out in the 90s, Random Time X-Files and that stuff. So Roswell, being mentioned on this, is very important as well, because obviously that was the site of the UFO crash, apparent UFO crash, and it's one of the most famous documented things ever. Now, if you go to Roswell, New Mexico now, it's a tourist mecca for UFO fanatics and stuff like that. They've got like merch on sale. It's become a big thing now. But it's a fascinating story. If you ever watch that story from like start to finish, and watch any documentary on it, it is absolutely fascinating.
We're not the only intelligent civilization in the universe.
This from the ship. Look, so they're very Independence Day.
What did you steal?
Secrets. People have a right to know the truth.
So obviously this guy here, he's like a hacker. He's obviously he's been abducted in the past, so he's trying to find out more about that and trying to understand it. So he's obviously gone into sort of the government conspiracies, trying to hack into their databases. This is great. Crop circles. Obviously, I'm from England, so obviously we know this is where these things started. We had like crop circles in England that would appear in fields randomly. People have since said it's a guy with like a board and a bit of rope pushing the crop down. Some of the crop circles were amazing feats of artwork. So even if it was like hoaxes, it wasn't aliens and all that stuff. The people that made them are very, very clever people. But here you actually see this thing forming, which is fantastic. You can see it pushing down. Look,
about us. All of us.
Good morning, Kansas City.
Up against the most extraordinary event in human history.
what's happening to me. I'm frightened. I'm frightened out of my wits.
You don't need to be. You have someone else.
Daniel Kelman.
Yeah, so both those two
Do
have
not
been
go back
abducted.
to the house. They found you. I don't know who you are, but they're
Now that's Kurt Russell's son, isn't it? He's been in a lot of stuff, that guy.
Accept what we know.
Well,
We need
there's
to
some good
stop
actors in
any
this.
leaker.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
I love that.
This seeming 9-year cover-up of the truth.
It's obviously the government trying to stop it all getting out.
We're interrupting our coverage.
How will disclosure change us? I believe for the better. It will remind us of our capacity for empathy, and that there is something bigger out there than just our...
Yeah, this is what's going to be what takes her away. It's going to be aliens and stuff. So that's her. That's her getting abducted when she was younger. Guaranteed. Right. So to me, this is all an illusion they've put in her mind. So she feels this is like this fairy tale house, almost like the and these animals are taking her to it. That's blatantly going to be a spaceship, like cloaked, if you want, through her mind. And these are the aliens that take her away. That's what that's going to be. And I think that's I like that, because it's the idea that they can get in your head and manipulate your brain, which a lot of alien people, abductees, have said that happens. Spaceship opening, her going back to her old house.
Is to go back to where it all began.
So she's gonna.
I know you.
So I guess he's gonna have remembered everything. She's gonna have blocked it all out, and it's only when this happens to it she starts to remember what's going on. They're obviously abducted at the same time.
I know you do.
Right, and that is creepy as hell. The hand coming up there. It could have just been that, but Spielberg's gone, we need to make this creepy. He's got the hand out there, and that is, it's almost like a face hugger from Aliens, but from the wrong way around. But I like that, because it's like it's holding her head still, so whatever they're going to do or put into her is there.
What happened to us?
I used to say to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if all of this turned out to be true? I'm now thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful for people to know all of this is true?
This is brilliant. Look at this. Right, so it's basically, it turns from deer to alien, which is where my theory obviously is correct. It's all in her head. They're showing her that stuff in her head. But the aliens, they're obviously the grey aliens, and the grey aliens were the famous aliens that X-Files made famous, and various different UFO things. That these aliens, they look kind of like us in a way, but there's this grey form, big giant black eyes, more sort of spindly than us and that. But they're like kind of the more famous of the real sort of aliens that people say they've seen. It's not little green men with antennas, it's these guys. And I think that's, I remember pitch them when I was at school. So I said I was big into X, I'm drawing these little grey alien characters and getting to do things, and yeah, because that's how massively I was into it. So I am quite looking forward to this. Once they talk through that kidney.
Disclosure Day.
So that, obviously, a lot of my theories there and what this film's going to happen in this movie and that. I'm not sure what the end outcome's going to be. Is it like an attack? Is it a communication? Because obviously Spielberg was very good at doing the whole sort of like, it's not them attacking us. It's like an interest, like E.T. was about scientists, like the E.T. himself. He was like a scientist coming down, looking for specimens, just trying to explore our world, and he got left behind. And then that's what they were doing on the ship. They were taking flowers and plants as specimens. Obviously, we do the same thing. We go to a strange new place, and the first thing we do is we take things away to test it. Like, we go under the ocean, we take samples, we take interesting things. We go to the Arctic, we do the same thing out there. We go to we've discovered this new rainforest. Let's go there. Let's take some samples of insects. Let's take samples of plants. We do that. It would make sense that a creature coming from another universe will come to our planet and go, oh, let's see what they're all about. Let's take some samples. And we would be a sample. Like a human being would be a sample. So the idea of abduction makes sense. We do the same thing. We go into a place, see a new animal, we take it, we have a look at it. We sometimes cut them up to see what's inside them. That's what we do. It's kind of going to be what they do as well. So I don't know what the ultimate goal is. Obviously, in Independence Day, it was the like taking Earth for its resources. So in the Independence Day movie, the aliens come down, they take Earth for its resources. Close Encounters is about communication and getting to know people, and sort of almost like bonding the world. That's where the end of Close Encounters sort of comes into, where some of them go off with the aliens, and they bring back some of the old people that were with the aliens originally. It's a nice story at the end of that, and same thing with like E.T. It was just like the scientists. The people came back and picked him up because it looks to take him back with them. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. And again, Spielberg, he's going for this again, but which way is he going to go? Is he going to go, it's bad that they're coming? Or is he going to go, it's good that they're coming? It looks like they're trying to villainize the government as in for covering up and hiding it. But at the same time, how much panic would you have if you knew there was an alien force that occasionally comes down and takes people away? Anyway, let me know what you think it is. Do you think it's going to be a good one? I will say I don't like how clean it looks. I've got a thing lately about movies where they look really pristine and like where they just look so pristine they don't look real. I like older movies. Like if you go back to older movies, they look more like grounded and real and gritty. Now it's so crystal clear. Like the images are so like boom. It looks unreal. Like reality looks unreal. Real people are coming. I know a lot of stuff now done on green screens. Most actors go into a room that's completely green with like green boxes and green everything like things and sit there and act in those things. And they put everything else in around them. Even for silly little things. I remember watching it a while ago. It was like it was talking about TV shows that do it. And it was Ugly Betty, I think it was. It was one of those sort of TV shows where at the end episode she's sitting on some steps in Washington, but she wasn't. They literally CGI'd the whole thing behind her. She was literally sitting in a green box somewhere, on some like green steps somewhere, and they CGI'd Washington in behind her. I was like, why not just go to Washington? Because CGI is expensive. Surely to give that actress like, you have like however much it is to fly from LA to Washington, go sit on the steps, we'll take a camera with us, we'll take a... I know it's a lot more effort in a way, but it's got to be a little bit cheaper, I think, than it is to pay for the CGI and all that stuff done. Plus, it feels more real. It never looks perfect yet. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why they do so much CGI for pointless reasons. Like there were, I think years ago there was another one that really bugged me. I think it was Daredevil, the Ben Affleck Daredevil. I think I could be wrong. There was a scene. I was sitting in the cinema watching a film, and there's a rat, a CGI rat, run up a drain pipe and then run along a thing, and it was like, it was all CGI. I remember thinking to myself, you could quite easily train a rat to do that for like a quarter of the money it took to do that CGI rat. I don't know why they insist in CGI so much. It's almost now that they just don't. It's most live action movies now are animated. There's more animation in a live action in an Avengers movie than in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't like. To me, it's like when they said that Lion King was a live... I don't know why I've gone on this rant, but it's just go to a trailer reaction. But like they said, Lion King, the remake, they refer to it as the live action Lion King. It's not. Not a single bit of that is live action. It's all animated. So it's just a remake of the original. But not live action. You can't call it live action. You can't really call like Little Mermaid live action, because 99% of that was CGI'd under all that stuff. So it's kind of just her, like the top half of her, even not even all of it. The hair would be CGI and everything, but her talking and that was the real bit, and the rest it's like no. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Sorry about my little rant. I'll get upset about things really easy, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a fantastic movie. So I'm going to give it a go. I said I don't know if it looks so clean, but then that's the way things are now. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good one. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys very, very soon for more trailer reactions and various other movie stuff. Bye.